Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever sent a message and waited only to be met with silence? Do you check your phone every few minutes hoping for a response? Your mind races. Did I say something wrong? Did they see it and decide to ignore me? Should I send another message? This feeling isn't just frustrating, it's insulting. And honestly, it's more common now than ever. We live in a time where ghosting is normal. Social media, dating apps, and instant messaging have made communication easier, but also more accessible. You see it everywhere. People are texting less, responding slower, and treating conversations as a chore. You're not alone in feeling invisible. But here's the hard truth. If someone isn't answering, it's not because they're too busy, it's because they don't care enough. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's reality. And the worst thing you can do, beg for their attention. Most people, when ignored, make the same mistake. They double text, over-explain, or try harder to prove their worth. They think if they send the right message, they'll get a response. But in reality, every extra message diminishes their value. They go from priority to option, from respectable to desperate. It's not just about texting, it's about self-respect. The great Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The opinions of 10,000 people are worth nothing if none of them know the truth." And the truth is, you should never seek validation from people who don't respect your time. Look at high-value people, leaders, entrepreneurs, even celebrities. Do they chase those who ignore them? No, because they understand their worth. They move on. They let the silence speak for itself. The moment you stop chasing and start commanding respect, everything changes. People will notice. Those who ignored you will suddenly feel your absence. And when you finally respond or decide not to, they will realize that they are the ones who lost value, not you. In this video, we will discuss 7 key points today. It will give you the right answer to what to do when someone ignores you, an answer that will put the power back in your hands. So if you are ready to stop begging for attention and earn respect, let's get started. Number 1, silence is your greatest weapon. Imagine this. You text someone, wait hours, maybe even days, only to be met with silence. Your brain starts running wild, convincing you that sending just one more message might fix everything. But deep down, you know the truth. If they wanted to reply, they would have already. The urge to reach out again is not just about communication. It's about seeking validation. When someone ignores us, it feels like a personal rejection, triggering our brain's dopamine system, the same system responsible for addiction. Psychologists refer to this as an intermittent reinforcement loop, meaning that the less we receive something, in this case attention, the more we crave it. But here's the brutal truth. Chasing only lowers your value. The law of scarcity, why silence works. In economics and psychology, the law of scarcity states that people assign higher value to things that are rare or difficult to obtain. This is why luxury brands limit their supply, why people chase unavailable partners, and why someone ignoring you can suddenly seem more attractive than they actually are. Now, think about this. What happens when you flip the script? Instead of obsessing over their silence, you become the one who is scarce. You don't chase, you don't explain yourself, you don't send follow-ups. Suddenly, the power shifts. Instead of being predictable and needy, you become a mystery, and nothing triggers curiosity more than the unknown. Real-life proof, why ignoring works. Studies on reverse psychology and human attraction have shown that people are drawn to what they cannot fully have. In relationships, this is called the chase reflex. When someone pulls away, the other person naturally feels compelled to pursue. For example, research published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that people who play hard to get are perceived as more desirable than those who make themselves too available. The reason? Uncertainty fuels desire. This is exactly why staying silent is more powerful than sending another message. Silence triggers emotional discomfort in them, not you. When you stop chasing, something unexpected happens. They start wondering why you haven't reached out. They question if they misjudged your importance in their life. They experience a shift in emotions, from indifference to curiosity, from power to insecurity. And the best part? You are no longer waiting. This isn't just about relationships. It applies to friendships, business, and social interactions too. Think about how high-status people behave. They do not chase attention. They let others come to them. The moment you adopt this mindset, you will notice people treating you differently, with more respect and value. The emotional strength of walking away. Walking away and staying silent is not easy. It requires emotional discipline. But what's the alternative? Begging for attention from someone who doesn't value you? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your strength lies in accepting reality, not resisting it. If someone chooses to ignore you, respect their decision, and then make the decision to prioritize yourself. Number 2, the one and done rule. In today's digital world, instant messaging has made it easier than ever to reach people, but also easier to be ignored. You send a message, you see the read receipt, but no response comes. Hours turn into days, and the silence becomes deafening. Your mind starts racing. Did I say something wrong? Are they mad at me? Maybe they didn't see it. Should I send another message? This is where most people make a critical mistake. They double text, over-explain, or try to force a response. But here's the truth. If someone values you, they will respond. If they don't, silence is their answer. This is why you must live by the one and done rule. Send one message, and if they don't reply, never send another first. Why chasing lowers your value. In psychology, there's a principle called the commitment and consistency bias. Clinician, 1984. It states that people respect those who are consistent with their words and actions. When you send one message and wait, you demonstrate self-respect and confidence. But when you chase and send multiple messages, you communicate the opposite. You show neediness, and nothing kills attraction and respect faster than desperation. Think about it. The most respected people, leaders, influences, high-value individuals, do not beg for attention. When a brand is exclusive, people chase it. When something is too available, it loses its worth. The same applies to human interactions. The more you chase, the less desirable you become. By following the one and done rule, you instantly separate yourself from the crowd. The psychological power of walking away. Imagine you text someone and they don't respond. Instead of sending a follow-up, you simply move on. You don't explain yourself, you don't beg, and you don't wait around. This does two things. It shifts the power dynamic. Suddenly, the person who ignored you starts noticing your absence. They expected you to chase, but you didn't. This creates curiosity and makes them wonder, why aren't they trying harder? It protects your self-worth. The more you invest in someone who ignores you, the more you train your mind to accept low-value treatment. When you refuse to chase, you reinforce the belief, I only give my energy to those who value me. This is backed by research on the scarcity principle, Rochelle, 1975, which found that people desire things more when they are rare or difficult to obtain. When you stop chasing, you become scarce, and scarcity builds value. what high-value people do. Instead, successful, confident individuals never beg for attention. They operate with a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. If someone doesn't reply, they don't waste time overgeneralizing. They simply redirect their energy elsewhere. Instead of waiting for a reply, do this. Focus on self-improvement. Hit the gym, learn a skill, work on your goals, engage with people who reciprocate. Give attention to those who value you. Adopt a next mentality. If one person isn't interested, move on without hesitation. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Strength is in not reacting to things beyond your control. And one of the most powerful moves you can make is choosing silence over chasing. Number 3, redirect your focus immediately. In today's world, ghosting, rejection, and being ignored have become the new normal. You send a message, wait, check your phone every few minutes, only to be met with silence. It stings. It feels personal. Your mind starts spiraling. Did I do something wrong? Should I have said something different? Maybe they're just busy, or maybe they just don't care. Here's the harsh truth. Someone ignoring you is not your problem. It's theirs. The only reason rejection or ghosting affects you is because you allow it to consume your energy. The moment you feel disrespected, your most powerful response is to immediately shift your focus to something productive. Why obsession over rejection is self-destruction. The human brain is wired to seek closure. When someone ignores us, it triggers the same area of the brain that processes physical pain. Nirenberg et al. 2003. This is why being ignored doesn't just feel bad, it literally hurts. But dwelling on it only makes it worse. When you focus on the why instead of the what's next, you fall into a negative feedback loop. You feel ignored. 2, you obsess over it. 3, you lose confidence. 4, your value decreases in your own eyes. This is where most people fail. They let one person's lack of response dictate their self-worth. But here's what high-value individuals do instead. They redirect their focus immediately and put their energy into things that make them stronger. How to flip the script and take control. When someone ignores or rejects you, don't sit there overgeneralizing. Take instant action and shift your focus to something that improves you. Go to the gym. Physical activity releases endorphins, reducing stress and boosting confidence. Studies show that exercise helps in emotion regulation and can literally rewire your brain to handle rejection better. Hoffman and et al. 2016. Focus on your career or business. Instead of waiting for a reply, use that time to build something meaningful. People who chase success attract more respect than those who chase validation. Engage with people who actually value you. Stop giving energy to those who ignore you. Instead, interact with people who reciprocate effort. This shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Start a new hobby or skill, whether it's learning a language, playing an instrument, or developing a skill that increases your value. Every moment spent on self-growth is a moment taken away from obsessing over the wrong people. The Stoic mindset. Control what you can, ignore what you can't. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This is the core of Stoicism. You cannot control how others treat you, but you can control your reaction to it. Instead of viewing rejection as an insult, see it as redirection. Someone ignoring you is simply life telling you that your energy is better spent elsewhere. Think about it. The more you focus on self-improvement, the less you care about external validation. The moment you stop reacting emotionally, you regain control over your life. This is why high-status individuals rarely get affected by rejection. They are too focused on their mission to care about temporary distractions. Number 4, master the art of indifference. In today's hyper-connected world, where everyone is just one message away, nothing rattles someone more than encountering indifference. When someone expects you to chase, to send multiple messages, or to keep trying despite being ignored, do the opposite. The most unsettling thing for someone is realizing that their absence doesn't affect you. Imagine this: you send a message and they don't reply. Your instinct might tell you to double text or over-explain yourself in a desperate attempt to get a response. But what if you did nothing instead? What if you didn't let their silence or rejection disturb your peace? That is power. That is control. Why indifference is power? Psychologically speaking, indifference is incredibly powerful. When you don't react to someone's lack of attention, you are signaling that you don't need their approval. This may sound counterproductive, but human attraction works in paradoxes. When people sense that you are not desperate for their validation, they begin to value you more. This is not about being cold or detached. It's about mastering emotional detachment from people who do not add value to your life. In his discourses, the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wrote, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." What does this mean in the context of modern relationships? It means that when you stop obsessing over who responds to your messages, who ignores you, or who doesn't value you, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional turmoil. The more you let go of external validation, the more internal peace you create. And this peace is what makes you attractive. The modern reality of chasing versus indifference. In today's dating world, especially with social media and constant messaging, there is this widespread chase mentality. You text someone, they don't reply, and you feel obligated to reach out again. But this approach is outdated. People today are attracted to the emotionally unavailable, not because they don't want connection, but because people crave independence. When someone is available all the time, they're perceived as lacking value. Indifference creates curiosity. High-status individuals, successful entrepreneurs, and emotionally secure people don't chase. They don't double text. They don't scramble for attention. They keep their emotional state unaffected by external factors. Indifference is a form of emotional intelligence. It's knowing what to care about and what to let go. Number 5, the reversal technique. In a world where being ignored or rejected feels personal, it's easy to fall into the trap of questioning yourself. Why aren't they responding? Did I say something wrong? You spend endless hours analyzing the situation, trying to figure out what went wrong, hoping that your next message might change their mind. But here's a critical question you should ask yourself instead. Do I even want this person in my life? Flip the script. Instead of focusing on why someone isn't replying or why they've pulled away, flip the script and shift the focus back to you. Instead of constantly seeking their approval, ask yourself whether they truly deserve your attention. Are they treating you with the respect you deserve? Do they align with your values and what you stand for? This is the core of the reversal technique. Stop chasing people who don't appreciate you and start choosing who gets to be in your life. When you put the power back in your hands, you stop feeling like a passive participant in relationships and start becoming an active, selective player. You choose who deserves your energy. Why seeking approval is the wrong approach. In modern relationships, whether romantic, professional, or social, Approval seeking is one of the biggest traps you can fall into. It's rooted in insecurity and a need for validation. In his book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a FCKE, Mark Manson talks about how most people spend their lives seeking approval from others because they think that validation will bring them happiness. But in reality, the more you seek approval, the more you end up losing your sense of self. When you stop seeking approval and start choosing who aligns with your core values, you take back control of your life. This is the power of independence, recognizing that your worth doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion of you. Taking back control. The key to the reversal technique is understanding that you have control over who enters your life. You don't have to chase anyone who isn't treating you with respect or valuing your time. By focusing on your own life, your goals, and your personal growth, you begin to attract people who respect you for who you are, not for how much you're willing to chase after them. In his work, Meditations, Marcus Aurelius emphasizes that true power comes from within. Instead of focusing on external validation, he suggests that we focus on the things we can control, such as our own thoughts and actions. When you stop giving away your power to someone else, you reclaim your worth. Number 6, always have options. Desperation often stems from a simple truth, a lack of options. When you pour all your emotional energy into one person, whether they're a romantic interest, a friend, or even a colleague, their response or lack of one can feel devastating. You're waiting for that text, that call, that validation, and when it doesn't come, it feels like your world is crumbling. But the solution is straightforward. Expand your circle. By diversifying your relationships and building stronger connections with other people, you immediately reduce the emotional weight you place on one individual's actions or inactions. Instead of fixating on someone who isn't responsive, you give yourself the freedom to engage with those who are. The more options you have, whether it's friends, colleagues, or even potential partners, the less you'll be affected by one person's silence or lack of attention. In modern society, we've come to rely heavily on instant communication and instant gratification. Social media and smartphones have created a world where we expect immediate responses. However, this also means we sometimes become emotionally dependent on those instant replies, and when they don't come, we feel as if we've lost something crucial. This is where the power of having options comes into play. When your emotional energy is spread out, you're no longer dependent on one person's validation. You've created a buffer for your emotional well-being, ensuring that no single person can dictate your mood or sense of worth. Seneca, the ancient Stoic philosopher, once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." This timeless quote highlights a fundamental truth. Often, the anxiety and frustration we feel from being ignored or rejected is magnified in our minds. In reality, one person's silence is rarely as significant as we make it. When we stop obsessing over one person, we start to see how little their actions truly impact us. Building options isn't about disrespecting others or spreading yourself thin. It's about creating a sense of emotional abundance. By connecting with more people, you reinforce the idea that you have the freedom to choose where you invest your time and energy. It's about recognizing that your value doesn't depend on one individual's approval. Instead, your worth is built upon the relationships you nurture and the personal growth you invest in. So, the next time you find yourself waiting for a reply from someone who isn't reciprocating, remember this: when you have options, their silence won't sting nearly as much. You've created a life where their actions don't hold power over your emotions. The key is to keep expanding your social circle, investing in yourself, and understanding that your worth isn't tied to one person. Number 7, let them feel your absence. In the fast-paced, always connected world we live in, being ignored can feel like a direct hit to your ego. We're accustomed to being constantly available, constantly reachable, and constantly looking for validation. But here's a powerful truth. If someone ignores you, the best way to show them your worth isn't by chasing them. It's by making sure they feel your absence. Disappear completely. No more messages, no more likes, no more interactions. Become invisible to them. The key here is to make them realize what they're missing. In modern relationships, whether they're romantic or platonic, we often mistake availability for desirability. We think that by constantly being present, we're proving our worth. But in reality, it's the opposite. People take others for granted when they feel like they have unlimited access to them. When you suddenly stop being available, you shift the power dynamic. You make them feel your absence and force them to confront how life is without you. As Stoic philosophy teaches, self-reliance and detachment are key to maintaining inner peace. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In this context, walking away rather than chasing is the ultimate form of emotional strength. You no longer chase someone who has shown they don't value you. Instead, you walk away with dignity, knowing that your worth is not tied to their validation. When you disappear, if they ever valued you, they'll notice. It's a subtle but incredibly effective psychological tactic. People often don't realize the importance of something until it's gone. Whether it's in friendships or relationships, absence creates value. When they realize they no longer have access to you, they may come back, hoping to rekindle what was lost. But here's the catch. When they return, the choice is yours. You get to decide whether you respond or leave them in the past, where they left you. By taking this stance, you regain control. The power lies in the walk away, not in the chase. True strength comes from knowing your worth and refusing to beg for attention. In today's world, the most powerful people don't chase. They understand that their value is inherent, not dependent on others' approval. When you let them feel your absence, you're giving them the opportunity to come to terms with the fact that they might have taken you for granted. But whether they come back or not doesn't matter. You've already moved on. You've already chosen yourself. Conclusion. In today's world, where validation and instant communication are at our fingertips, it's easy to fall into the trap of chasing after people who don't value us. Whether it's through silence, rejection, or ghosting, the key to maintaining your emotional strength and dignity is not to chase. Instead, embrace silence, redirect your focus, and adopt a mindset of indifference. The more you can detach emotionally from people who don't add value to your life, the more you free yourself to grow and flourish. The one and done rule teaches us to send one message and never follow up. It's a powerful statement of self-respect. If someone values you, they will respond. If not, you've already received your answer. Silence, when used strategically, is one of the most potent tools at your disposal. It triggers curiosity, shifts power dynamics, and ultimately makes you more desirable. When you stop obsessing over the actions of others, you regain control over your life. Focus on self-improvement, whether it's through fitness, learning, or building new connections. The more options you have, the less one person's behavior can hurt you. By practicing indifference, you build emotional strength and attract those who truly respect you. Remember, The most powerful individuals don't chase, they walk away, and in doing so, they command respect and admiration. Like, share, and subscribe if you found these tips helpful. Let's continue to grow together. Ultimately, your life's value isn't determined by the approval of others. Your worth comes from how you perceive yourself, the respect you give to yourself, and the boundaries you set. So walk away when necessary and make sure people feel your absence, for that is where true power lies.